morning, everyone, and welcome to another session of our HR Champions. Today, with us, our guest is Diksha Bhojwani, with 20 years of experience in the HR domain, leading HR companies to the pinnacle of success. Thank you so much, Diksha, for taking time to join our podcast today.
Thank you so much, Surekha, for having me here. It's indeed a good opportunity to connect with you and the larger audience.
Let me start with asking you that how do you think is employer branding relevant in attracting talent and retaining talent? And what do you think companies must do to build and maintain employer branding?
Employer branding, as I see, has shifted a lot. Like the approach towards it has shifted a lot from a decade or 2 decades ago, and then today. Earlier, it used to be like a larger company which is known to all, and people would want to go there and join. But today, it's not the case. Today, in a world of startups, employer branding has even become more crucial. The market has become competitive. People have loads of options, and of course it is kind of the first impression which any candidate would have about your company. So it is significantly important to influence the decision of the candidates who are going to your own potential candidates, and I would also say your own employees who are working with the organization.
Okay.
So some of the things which we keep seeing companies do, and it's been beneficial, would be creating this employer brand by connecting with the potential employees through various social media, promoting their company culture, values, sharing employee experiences in the form of testimonials, even talking about the growth opportunities, benefits, and how a person would enjoy working with the organization. But I would say the most important thing is keeping your own set of employees happy, so they become your brand ambassador. They actually go out and bring in new people to join in your own organization and grow with the organization. So not only employer branding, I feel these days employers focus on employee branding equally. So they know that, okay, the employer has this set of employees with good skills or different competencies, and how these set of employees speak about the employer and how they are growing with the organization. So both employer and employee branding go hand in hand.
Wow. I love the way you summarized it by saying that both employer and employee branding go hand in hand. How do organizations communicate and align their values, culture, mission, vision to the set of new joinees or new hires? Is it important and what are companies doing for it?
It is extremely, of course, when the first thing what we see is when we are actually sourcing for a candidate, we see the skill and the experience or how they match. This is how you source the profile.
Hmm.
But the next step is how they match your company culture. So until and unless your company's vision, mission, values are clearly defined or clearly understood by yourself to communicate to your prospective hires, you will never be able to gauge whether that person will be matches or will be a fit for your organization or not. So once you've done your technical bit, and then you go forward and you look at the cultural fit. So that's where it becomes very important that a company tells the or communicates to the candidate that, okay, this is our vision, this is our vision, and this is where you fit into it. So
Okay.
that's where the role expectations are made clear. We talk about, okay, this is today you're doing this, and as and when you grow to the next step, how you will contribute or how your work will contribute to our vision or mission. That clarity makes creates a connect between the potential candidate and the employer. And yeah, later on, probably having regular check-ins, feedback sessions, structured process of meeting employees within the organization or even before they are hired. So you have something which is engagement of your new hires, where they feel aligned to the company goals and values.
Great. So I think the last sentence that you said is something very key and critical in terms of engagement of your new hires. But I consciously believe that it's not only engagement of your new hires, but also the current set of employees who are working with you as.
Yes.
So what are some key initiatives that you have taken for employee engagement? Could you share something based on your experience?
Yes, overall engagement, again, few years ago, I think we used to think engagement equal to fun at work. But I guess engagement has again created its own definition, moved from that traditional thought of fun at work to different modes where it's the only source of understanding what the employee or the potential candidate thinks about your organization. Some of the initiatives I would say where when I had joined initially in my first project, there was a huge need for connect with the seniors for their career development to understand where their career is going. So initiatives like talk on, where people get a lot of opportunity to connect with the mentor or senior which they want to speak with. Focusing on recognition programs, we often miss recognition as a part of engagement. Today, people not only look at fancy salaries and benefits, but also having something structured recognition to regularly acknowledge and celebrate employee achievements, milestones, that would create job satisfaction. Again, looking at professional development, introducing new training programs. I have been a trained faculty for various behavioral skills and leadership programs. So I've seen to it that our organization has been introduced to good number of training workshops for both the technical skills and personal development, providing clear pathways that how the career is going to progress being a part of the organization. Again, wellness, long years ago, from there till today, wellness has been and has been rooted very deeply into the organization's success, where an organization as an employer wants to look at wellness of their employees and wants them to like initiatives like having flexi work, unlimited leaves, wellness programs which are addressing to mental, physical, emotional health. Again, having feedback mechanisms like one-on-ones with the managers or cross-functional managers to understand what is happening in different teams, what is happening in the organization. And I guess finally, I would sum up to team building activities, which I love doing those fun activities in office. So have organized frequent events, activities to actually bring in collaboration and sense of belonging amongst employees to connect with all of them together at on one platform.
Great. I think you shared with us a host of initiatives that you have done, and which also tells our audience that HR is not only about fun at work. There are a lot of other initiatives that the HR takes in to ensure that engagement of employees is key and critical and vital for the organization's development as a whole. And
Absolutely.
you've been in the industry for quite a long time. How do you
Yes.
think that technology and HR have imbibed with each other, and what are the changes that you see?
So, okay, for me, I would say the changes because I started my career with an IT giant. So that's where I always had a part of technology being with HR. So of course, how much ever the technology advances, we will always have that importance of human. But yes, technology has revolutionized HR practices by automating various administrative tasks. Today, I just had taken recently a demo of a AI tool, which could exactly follow, like you just set up a process in terms of shortlisting candidates from the list of CVs you have, and it will exactly follow. Like once you just teach that AI what are the things you look at when you are shortlisting a candidate, and it would exactly follow your footsteps and give you a set of shortlisted candidates. And even in terms of HR operations and HR reports, so today everyone talks about AI. I also did a course in Gen AI in HR. But yes, so as much as the technology has evolved, we as individuals have also evolved. We don't want to literally look at, we also look at different avenues of bringing that human touch along with the technology. So some of the things what we did in the last organization was implementation of the entire HR software to minimize time taken for decision making, improved employee experience. Again, remote working, where remote working was kind of a dream a few years ago, and COVID taught us all. And if there was no technology, I'm not sure how we would do it. Like actually doing these virtual podcasts, virtual training programs, virtual coaching, and of course, virtual engagement programs. So everything has from physical come back to your own virtual platform as well. So it's a mix of both human and technology, which actually takes HR practices to the next level.
Great. I think you summed it up very well that a combined mix of both takes HR to the next level, and thus they would never be an replacement to a human element. They will only help the humans make the decision faster and in a more concise manner. You've been in the space of HR and grown through various roles up the ladder, and had a very senior position, managing HR teams as well as leading HR organizations to success. So what is your advice to people who are just started their journey and want to create a career path in HR?
I would say that over a period of time, like when I had done my master's, we learned the first year is the common year where you learn about different subjects, and then you go second year into your specialization, and then you actually learn more about HR or whichever specialization you have taken. When you start working as a HR professional, probably somewhere you focus only on what you have learned in your year two or what you want to do as HR, and you forget the main element, that is business acumen. Today, years ago, I'd read an article where it said that HR cannot become a CEO. And I think in the span of 15 to 20 years, I actually recently read an article that HR can also become a CEO because the business acumen has increased so much that HR closely works with business to not only understand how they have to grow, what is it that how HR contributes to the bottom line, and how HR is trying to actually understand each aspect of different parts of your business. So one, yes, we create a strong foundation not only in HR principles but also understanding the business in which you're joining, how you can contribute towards the growth of the business. Again, will how you will also enhance the overall business goals to make your effectiveness felt as a HR professional. focus on building strong communication and interpersonal skills, because after business acumen, the second most important part is stakeholder management. So HR not only deals with the leadership, but deals with this long set of employees in the organization in which he or she has joined. So you have to be prepared to manage each set of employees, and trust me, you need to be managing everyone differently. One, there is no single formula to manage any group or any person, any human in the organization. So every person will be different. So you need to be prepared to understand different personalities and how you can gel, or how you can mix your own personality with theirs to come to a right outcome. And last but not the least, understand, be open to learning. So continuous improvement, not only what you want to bring in the organization, but also in yourself. So keep learning the new HR trends, what is happening, how HR is contributing differently in different organizations. So that will also help you enhance your own career and go on the next step.
Great. That was some piece of brilliant advice. And I wish someone told me all of this when I started my career back then. When I started my career, I was only told HR is about handling people, managing tasks that are given to you, and probably fun at work. But since then, we have evolved a lot, as you said, and things have changed over a period of time for both HR and technology to work hand in hand. And you have given the best advice that anyone could take from.
If you're excited to know more about candidate and employee engagement, do reach out to us at leaponboard.com.